What if the most expensive purchases in your life were the ones that felt the easiest to say yes to? No interest, no credit card, no loan application, just 4 small payments, quietly spaced out, and barely noticeable. What if the real cost of buy now, pay later is not hidden in fees, but in how it rewires the way purchasing decisions are made? This is not a warning. It is an autopsy. Chapter 1. The moment of relief. Buy now, pay later usually enters the picture during pressure. A phone stops working. A household item fails. An expense appears before the paycheck does. The option does not promise luxury. It promises relief. Instead of one painful payment, the cost is divided into smaller parts. The full price disappears from focus. The installment becomes the decision. Consumer payment research consistently shows that when immediate payment pain is reduced, purchase approval rates rise. This is not about irresponsibility. It is about how relief changes evaluation. Chapter 2. Why split payments feel cheaper. Behavioral economics describes a mechanism known as payment decoupling. When receiving a product is separated from paying for it, spending increases. This principle has been observed across credit cards, installment plans. Deferred billing systems, BNPL, intensifies this effect. The product is delivered immediately, the cost arrives later, and in smaller, fragmented amounts. A $480 purchase is no longer evaluated as $480. It is evaluated as 4 payments of $120. The brain anchors to the installment. The total cost fades from emotional processing. This effect is consistently documented in consumer behavior studies. Chapter 3. The interest-free misunderstanding. Many BNPL services are correctly advertised as interest-free. This fact is real, but it is incomplete. Interest is only one form of cost. Another cost is behavioral expansion. People buy more often. People buy sooner. People buy larger baskets. Retail payment research has repeatedly shown that when friction is removed, spending volume increases, even without interest. Zero interest does not mean zero impact. It means the cost is no longer visible at the point of decision. Chapter 4. From occasional use to default. Method. The first BNPL purchase often feels exceptional. The second feels justified. The third feels normal. Over time, BNPL shifts from a temporary solution to a default way to pay. This changes expectations. Paying in full begins to feel unnecessary. Waiting feels avoidable. Future income feels accessible. This is how relief becomes routine, not through failure, but through repetition. Chapter 5. A simple time-based illustration. Consider a neutral scenario. A person uses BNPL once every 2 months. Each purchase averages a modest amount. Each plan lasts several weeks. Individually, nothing feels heavy, but over time, new plans begin before old ones end. Payments overlap. Future income becomes partially committed. This is not overspending in a single moment. It is accumulation through spacing. The financial shift occurs quietly, not when the purchase is made, but when the calendar fills. Chapter 6. The future income lock-in effect. BNPL relies on future income. This is structurally true. When future income is pre-committed, flexibility decreases, emergency capacity shrinks, financial options narrow. This is not unique to BNPL, but BNPL makes the process less visible. The risk is not default, the risk is rigidity. Stress increases not because income falls, but because obligations persist unchanged. Chapter 7. Missed payments and consequence. Conversion. BNPL systems are optimized for ease at entry, but missed payments change the equation. Late fees may apply, accounts may be restricted, collections may follow. Exact terms vary by provider and jurisdiction. Providing universal figures would be insufficient. What is consistent is the pattern. Relief converts into consequence when timing breaks. Chapter 8. Credit Reporting. Uncertainty. BNPL exists in a mixed reporting environment. Some providers report to credit bureaus. Some report only missed payments. Some do not report at all. This inconsistency creates uncertainty. Consumers may assume BNPL is off credit. That assumption is increasingly unreliable. Where uncertainty exists, risk increases by default. Chapter 9. Who feels the pressure most? BNPL users span all income levels. But middle-income earners face a specific vulnerability, enough income to qualify limited margin for overlap. Multiple obligations competing for future cash flow. This creates quiet strain, not collapse, compression. Chapter 10. The Autopsy Summary. Buy now. Pay later does not damage finances suddenly. It works gradually, predictably, structurally. It reduces payment pain. It increases access. It delays consequence. The cost is not hidden in interest. It is hidden in repetition, time, and future commitment. Short-term relief becomes long-term cost not through misuse, but through normalization. This was not about avoiding buy now, pay later. It was about understanding what happens when relief replaces evaluation. If you want more breakdowns like this, not advice, not motivation, not hype, but clear, factual autopsies of everyday financial decisions, subscribe to Everyday Financial Decision Autopsies. One decision, one system, one long-term outcome at a time. Chapter 1. The Moment of Relief. What if the most expensive decisions in your life never felt expensive at the moment you made them? What if the danger was not debt, but relief? When money is tight, the mind does not search for the cheapest option. It searches for the fastest escape from pressure. And that is exactly where buy now, pay later enters the story. Not as temptation, not as luxury, but as relief. Section 1. Pressure arrives. Imagine this moment. Your phone screen goes dark. No warning, no backup. It is not a luxury problem. Your phone is how you work, how you bank, how you communicate. Your paycheck arrives in 2 weeks. Repair costs are uncertain. Replacement is expensive. The problem is not the price, the problem is timing. This is the psychological environment where buy now, pay later appears. Not during comfort, during compression. Research in consumer decision-making consistently shows that when people face time pressure and financial stress simultaneously, the brain shifts from optimization to resolution. The question changes from, is this worth the money? To, how do I make this problem stop? Section 2. The Relief Offer. Buy now, pay later does not offer you more money. It offers you less pain now. Instead of one full payment, the cost is divided. Instead of confronting the total price, you see a fraction. $800 becomes 4 payments of $200. The number that matters changes. Behavioral finance research has repeatedly shown that when immediate payment pain is reduced, purchase approval rates increase. This is not irresponsibility. It is cognitive load management. When stress is high, the brain narrows its focus. The installment becomes the decision. The total disappears into the background. If nothing changed except how the price was presented, did the product really become more affordable? Or did the decision standard change? Section 3. Payment pain in the brain. Psychologists describe something called payment pain. It is the mental discomfort felt when money leaves your control. Cash has high payment pain. Debit has moderate payment pain. Credit and deferred payments reduce it further. Buy now, pay later minimizes it almost entirely. The product arrives immediately. The cost arrives later. The brain separates consumption from consequence. This separation matters. Studies in consumer behavior show that when consumption is disconnected from payment, spending increases, not because people want more, but because the internal alarm is quieter. Relief feels like safety. Section 4. How evaluation changes. Before relief, evaluation sounds like this. Can I afford this right now? What will this cost me today? After relief, evaluation changes. Can I handle the next payment? Will this hurt later? This is a smaller question, not because it is wrong, but because it is incomplete. The full cost does not disappear. It becomes postponed, and postponed costs are psychologically discounted. The future feels lighter than the present. Now imagine this does not happen once. It happens 3 times in 1 year. A phone, a household appliance, a medical expense. Each time, relief works. Each time, the decision feels manageable. Section 5. Relief reinforcement. Loop, this is where reinforcement begins. Relief teaches the brain something. This worked last time, not financially, emotionally. The mind remembers that pressure was removed quickly. Behavioral research shows that solutions that reduce stress fast are reused more often, even if they cost more over time. The brain optimizes for emotional safety under uncertainty. This is not failure. It is adaptation. Section 6. The invisible accumulation. Individually, each buy now, pay. Later decision feels contained, but the system does not operate in isolation. Payments overlap. Future income becomes pre-allocated. Flexibility shrinks quietly. Nothing breaks suddenly. That is why the danger is subtle. Financial strain does not arrive as crisis. It arrives as reduced margin, less room for error, less room for opportunity. Buy now, pay later does not make people reckless. It makes decisions feel smaller than they are. Section 7. What this chapter proves. This chapter is not about avoiding buy now, pay later. It is about understanding what changes at the moment of relief. When pressure is high, the brain prioritizes immediacy. Evaluation narrows. Pain, avoidance, replaces cost analysis. Relief is powerful, and powerful tools must be understood, not judged. This channel exists to perform financial decision autopsies, not to shame choices, not to sell shortcuts, but to slow decisions down before pressure speeds them up. If you want to understand why everyday financial choices feel easy now and expensive later, subscribe to Everyday Financial Decision Autopsies. Because the most costly decisions are rarely made recklessly, they are made in moments of relief,